Picture it. Your beloved country takes a hard turn toward authoritarianism. What you gonna do next time Trump tries to coup? Well, let's get into this. So let's face it, it's the guys with the guns who decide in these pivotal moments. You and me, we might be there, protesting in the crowd. And how do you persuade a cop to be on your side?
It's an interesting question. How do you persuade a cop to be on your side? That's typically not how it goes at a protest. Usually, you're working with the crowd to be loud and shout your message, and if the police are involved, they're usually shooting things at you. There isn't a lot of persuasion that goes on.
There are many examples in history where police have shot at crowds, crushed the opposition, and there are many examples where police have refused orders to shoot at crowds. And I mean, I use the word police a little bit loosely. Soldiers, militias, and
jackbooted thugs.
Yeah, I mean, but the point is that they're not always jackbooted thugs.
It really depends on which day and which Russian Revolution you're talking about.
Right. I mean, there are so many armed groups, law enforcement and military and
the
in
FBI.
America. Yeah, there's the FBI. There are municipal police. There are state police. There's National Guard. There is Army. There are
mysterious masked men who might or might not be ICE agents.
Right. There's ICE. There's, so there are all these groups.
We got called out to go do some legal observation, and it was Fish and Wildlife who was there. Just like masked up, military vehicles, helicopter in the sky. Fish and Wildlife, not even ICE. So weird. But that's all police now. They all kind of look like that. They're all military.
I think that, I have a different opinion, I guess, on this. I think that, police are Americans and... or American police are Americans, and
what?
Many of them...
That's not an opinion. Like I said that the Fish and Wildlife had military fatigues on. Like
and you said, and that's all cops now. All right, anyway, that's fine. So
their gear is like that. It's not... I wasn't even saying anything about what they do. They just happen to have the budget for tanks.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Anyway, well, regardless, not arguing with you at all, just making a point. That
you were kind of like eyes rolling back in your head, like predicting the argument that I will almost certainly have with you about the role of police in the current environment.
Yeah, maybe. But right, I mean, this also just sort of motivates the whole point, is my belief that many people in our military and law enforcement, many of these guys with guns in our country are patriotic Americans who are very interested in protecting us and are interested in protecting, America, and they believe in democracy and all of that stuff. And even people like that could be there the next time Trump tries to coup. And I don't think there's much chance that you're going to be persuading members of the actual Gestapo to be on the right side. They think they're there to protect people and to enforce the law, and they want to do their job. That's the people I'm
Unless
talking about.
Unless they're ICE.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that's the question we'll explore in this episode. How do you persuade one of these people to stop the coup instead of be the muscle behind the coup? I have a couple candidate moments from recent history that I'm going to bring up. So here you can see this man is jumping, shaking, yelling at and berating the officer. So he sort of and wind up and he runs for it. Yeah.
I guess we should have put a content warning on this, right? This is a felony assault that we just witnessed. They had to send in 30 officers to arrest this man.
He cooked him!
Sensitive viewers, go back in time and don't watch that.
Yeah. He was charged with assaulting an officer. Yep.
I watched a longer version of that clip, which
Me
was
too.
pretty amusing. So you got the whole Statler and Waldorf peanut gallery experience.
Yes.
With the guy who was filming it. Who's just like, oh, look at him go. You know what? I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna back it up. And his friend's like, no, come on, no.
Yeah. This guy was just yelling at these cops for minutes. Yeah, he looked a little unstable, to be honest. And I also got to say, I don't think he persuaded...
He's probably hangry, dude.
Yeah.
He should have eaten the sandwich first and then started shouting.
Right. Eat half the sandwich. Probably offering the officers the sandwich would have been more persuasive.
He did. He just lost control of his limbs and he flailed uncontrollably, dude.
So what do you guys think? Is this a good method?
Well, I think this is sort of like a helpful visual example for me of why I shouldn't let my inner monologue determine all of my actions in public.
Right. I've definitely
not just pure id.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy's out there saying, I feel like he's making some points. It's like,
we're all thinking it.
I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter, sir. Fuck
Right.
you, fascist. Interesting. Well said.
His newsletter comes in the form of a sandwich, dude. He's going to hand deliver it.
I think that guy was having a day or a drink or a combination of both, and I think he maybe let one or two of those get away with his actions.
Honestly, I kind of feel like he's an American hero, dude. It's basically a nonviolent protest. All right, it's a sandwich. It's a food fight. You know, no one was hurt. He's registering his dissatisfaction with the system. He stood up. He's accepting the consequences. I know it looks like he ran away, but he did eventually offer to turn himself in. At which point they dispatched like 30 armed officers to collect him.
He admitted to the assault. Quote, "Yes, I threw the sandwich."
Dude, it looked like more of a slap with the sandwich, right? Did it leave his hand
point
before it
blank.
contacted the officer?
We
We
need
need like
slow-mo.
NFL referees in here, dude, to determine if it counts as a throw. Did it leave his
Like, truly-
possession?
Or was it a fumble?
Like if he'd been sacked right there, is the sandwich in his possession or not?
It's like a lateral, yeah, because he was running away.
Yeah, truly, it was like the first video ever taken. We proved that, like, in mid-gallop, the sandwich did, in fact, hover in the air, was full release.
All 4 loaves left the ground at the same time.
This is not probably the protest he wanted to stage on his better days, but I am kind of with you that he is an American hero.
That said, I doubt the officer is going to change his mind because of this incident.
No.
Indeed.
No, if that's the metric, it ain't
Yeah.
gonna work.
Yeah, I think that this is actually the opposite of what you would want to do.
I was a
It's-
fascist, but then somebody covered me in condiments, and now I've changed my mind.
Obviously, no one got hurt by the officers. Kevlar probably protected him from the sandwich, but it is, you're attacking an officer. He's charged with a felony, and okay, maybe they'll let him off relatively easy, or maybe they should. But that's violence, and
Okay,
Anyway.
I don't know.
If they're
Violence
going
is
for
a
a
little
felony-
strong, dude.
Yeah, they're going for the felony assault, but generally speaking, in this kind of case where the police throw the book at you, like they go above and beyond what the actual crime is, usually like these kinds of cases get thrown out. Like they
Whoa,
could get
whoa.
away with it.
Okay. It's okay to throw the book, but it's not okay to throw a sandwich, dude.
and then they're going to throw out the case.
I
This is
know.
the
Goodness.
hypocrisy of
Only the
system.
justice system can throw stuff.
Makes me want to throw up.
I know you want to make this segment about persuading the police, but like that's not at all what this is about. Like this is legitimately inspiring to tons of Americans that you could go out.
Yeah, but
there
what
and
if some of
just
those Americans are police officers?
Inspiring Americans to do what?
call it like it is, to go out there and confront the
Imagine if every
fascists?
time ICE came out of their little holes, dude, they were bombarded with sandwiches.
Well, this is what so here's what I would say to that.
I
Like what I said or like earlier, I don't think that, I think many police officers, many law enforcement, many National Guard members, which I think is what Trump has deployed in this case, many members of the military
This
are
was an
not
FBI
fascists.
agent,
Many FBI agents, even today, are not fascists.
I hope you're
but
right.
they're being deployed as fascist.
And so then
police.
then are they fascists that should be getting yelled at and
Yes,
sandwiches hurled at them? Or I
Yes.
mean, they were just
the
standing
alternative is
there.
quit.
No,
they have the option to quit.
I disagree
like
completely. I think
I-
that it's really important that we have good
It's okay
people
that
of
you disagree.
conscience in these roles for
It's not
for
okay
more
that they're
important
doing
moments.
These things. If they're
What was
people
he
of
doing?
conscience,
He was
they shouldn't be
standing
doing
there.
this.
Was he beating
They're
up an
being
immigrant?
Deployed as a military police.
But he's just standing there.
Yeah, that's what police do 90% of the time, 99% of the time.
Look, I mean, there's being ordered to stand there, and then there's being ordered to shoot at protesters. In my opinion, when you're ordered to stand there, you go ahead and stand there. When you're ordered to shoot at protesters, that's when you say away and you turn that rifle on the boss.
But it's not acceptable for him to be there. It's not acceptable for those police to be used in that way. Like, and that guy was registering that discontent, and he had every right to.
He's yelling at the wrong person. In my view, like, and resigning is exactly the wrong. We do not want these people to resign. We want people of conscience who are in these positions to stick it out, to record and whistleblow on actual acts of like criminality.
Those people are getting fired. There's a huge purge of the FBI. Like everyone who, stood down during the last time the FBI was ordered to the Capitol, those people all got fired recently. Like, any person of conscience who doesn't participate in this is already getting weeded out. Like,
right. So get fired. That's right.
Well, yeah, and then you go out and confront the people who are still there, because those are the fascists.
You don't know that. The sandwich man did not know that the person who he was yelling at and throwing a sandwich at was a fascist. The person who was acting.
Okay. We've got an argument here. So basically, you guys are like arguing over the point at which it's okay to start resisting via sandwich, right? Where they haven't done anything fascistic, where it's not okay to hit them with the sandwich. And you also agree that there is a point, at some point, where they are fascistic enough to get hit with a sandwich, right?
I mean, I would also say there is no point where hitting with a sandwich is appropriate because it's ineffective, right? So, like, if it's time to go violent, then
the sandwich is now
violent.
Metaphorical.
Okay, got it. But yeah, I don't.
But so, like, am I right? You both agree that there's like some point where you should like stand up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and clearly that was not the time to be like physically standing.
It's clear to you, but it's not clear to Phil, right?
You mean violently standing up?
It's
is that what you're
clearly
saying?
not clear. This is not, like many people are saying that there is a objectively true dogma in this situation. Just because you say something is objectively true doesn't mean that I agree with you. I have a subjective difference in this matter.
What did I say? There was an objective dogma?
Well, you said clearly, and then you said something that Phil disagreed with.
Okay, sorry. What did I say that was clear?
You said clearly this is not the effective way to resist. I think it ended up being, as far as like a protest, it got a huge media play, and we're laughing and we're enjoying and we're profiting. We're spreading this. We are participating in this.
Okay, plus, like the heavy-handed response, like made them look so ridiculous, like sending 30 guys after the sandwich tosser, who was peacefully turning himself in,
exposing them for the out of control fascist regime that they are.
Sorry, if you go and throw a sandwich at a police officer anywhere, they're going to chase you down. Right? This is not a fascist thing. This is like police, like, you're not allowed to throw sandwiches at police.
And it happens all the time, and it doesn't make the news. It made the news in this case because of the situation and because of the response.
No, it made the news because it was hilarious.
Call out. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
But
the situation.
Sorry, because it got on the news doesn't mean it did any good, right?
Sure it did.
All right. This is the first one. Let's like keep... All right. Yeah, I mean,
settle in, viewers. I hope you've got a comfy chair.
I think that I'm going to be more on your side with the other ones on this list.
I think so too. Okay, on to video number 2. So, some context for this. Recently in South Korea...
Oh, wait, we have an episode. Phil, throw it up on the screen when you edit it.
I'm not going to make Phil do that. Poor Phil.
It's too late.
He's a hard-working guy. Phil,
okay.
Put it in the backlog.
Yeah.
We'll see if you get around to it.
Yeah, I'll link it. All
right. So yeah, South Korea. Take us away. Sorry, David. Go ahead.
The president of South Korea basically went lawless crazy and tried to lock the legislature out of the building so they couldn't end his martial law. He declared martial law and was like, my political opponents are so crazy. We just got to like stop this whole law thing. The legislature is closed. I'm in control. Okay, here's a legislator outside the legislative building where guys with guns are standing, preventing them from entering.
Dude, can I just say, she's got a sick leather jacket, dude. Why don't our politicians ever wear sick leather jackets?
She's like Korean Trinity, right?
Yeah,
like,
dude, that's what it looks like. She's like karateing this guy.
She's not afraid of like the gun point blank.
Yeah, dude.
By the way, huge spoiler in the thumbnail here, but let's play the video.
She goes up to this guy with a gun, grabs his gun because he's pointing at the gun, threatening to shoot her. Anyway, you don't need to watch her interview afterwards. And she calls his bluff. She's like, come on, you're going to shoot me? Aren't you ashamed? What do you guys think of that one?
She's a badass,
Great.
dude.
Yeah.
I would vote for her for U.S. president if it were allowed.
Yeah.
I'll write her in.
If anyone watches this video and they're like, she's wrong and the soldier was right, I couldn't be friends with them.
Well said. She also has the context of a huge mass of people showing their support for her movement behind her.
And cameras everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
it's like we're looking through a camera and you see like 3 cameras behind her. Like, and these are like not like smartphones. These are like, the news
The
is
news,
there.
yeah.
And
Plus, I believe these guys were like conscriptees that they like intentionally kind of kept in the dark about what was going on, if I recall correctly from when we did a video about this.
But yeah, this was successful. They got in. They did whatever Korea's equivalent of impeaching the guy is, and he's in jail right now.
He might be on his way. He's out of office and on his way to jail, it looks like, if he's not there.
He's awaiting Trump to levy 50% tariffs against South Korea.
Kimchi,
to
50%
defend his
kimchi
honor.
tariffs.
I love coups.
Or I guess
Don't
like
read
Samsung.
into this.
Bros that coup together stay together. Dude.
South Korea's government is, I hear from my Korean friends, a shit show. But when things are looking really grim, a little bit of bravery, I think, can be very persuasive to a guy with a gun. And also, she used the word shame, of course, and there were cameras everywhere. A lot of people might not be willing to shoot, an unarmed woman in a nice leather jacket, point
Boy,
blank.
I love your optimistic view of humanity. Goodness.
Point blank with a machine gun, live on camera from like 10 angles, very well lit, and on the wrong side of history. All right, next video.
That's like,
Oh, go ahead.
that is the ideal situation, what's happening here. Now, like, Sandwich Man, he did not have the masses of support behind him. He had people on the sidelines going like, look at this guy, he's so mad.
He had the peanut gallery.
What an idiot for getting upset about the rising tide of fascism overtaking his country, dude.
That's the thing. Like, he's on the right side of it. Statler and Waldorf could have backed him up, but they didn't want to, risk
Maybe
it.
they didn't have sandwiches with them, dude.
I mean, and so after we watch a few examples, I'm going to get into, what is it that makes these things successful or not? And choosing when to engage, I think, is pretty important. One guy walking up to cops and throwing a sandwich at him. Anyway, I digress. On to the next video.
It's just such a delicious situation. How can we resist talking about it again?
Oh, this next video?
No, the sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
We keep
Sandwich
talking
pun.
about it, even though
Got
we're
it.
trying to talk about other things.
It was delicious.
Sandwich pun.
I'm former law enforcement. You're disgusting. You are the Nazi. You are the Gestapo. You can't see it because you're chasing your pension, right? Pension. Your retirement, right? That's what runs your life. Your retirement. The sad thing is they're not even going to get their
You're the Nazi. You can't see it because you're chasing your pension. So can you pause, Phil? Oh, goodness. Shame on you. Shame on you. So this is a video.
This is such a great commentary on our times, not only because of all of the obvious context, but did you see how he immediately goes back to his phone? Just, be in the moment, man. God. That's the
Yeah.
real crime in the situation.
It's like, did I get any likes? Anyway, yeah, so that's on January 6th.
Jared Wise.
Yes, right. Wise. He's a very wise guy. FBI employee, right? Or Department of Justice.
Department of Justice. He's working on the task force to combat bias in law enforcement because they persecute right-wingers.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. That's the guy we need.
That's not ominous at all. In this case, I think we would argue that the cops were the good guys, and this was a delusional mob, or at best, you would call them delusional. They were trying to coup and to end our tradition of peaceful transition of power and elections choosing the president. But he calls, shame, shame, you're a Nazi, like you're on the wrong side of history, trying to bring out the guilt in the guards in a way that is kind of similar to how the South Korean lawmaker is going about it. Do you guys see any, differences that stand out to you?
I think when he said kill him, That was a pretty big difference.
That subtle point.
But
Yeah,
you
the
know, it really
violence.
wasn't like kill them. It was more like rah rah kill them.
The info hazard.
Yeah. Right.
We can't touch the subject again.
We can agree to disagree on this one.
I can't have this talk again.
That's right. The violence is maybe the difference actually, like the Jan 6th crowd. I've heard it so many times from the people who were not busting into the Capitol as like a very loving and hippie kind of experience for a lot of the people who were there. And I think that kind of an attitude could be very persuasive, especially if you have any kind of point, like moral leg to stand on, and you're not just like totally delusional.
I believe that the term you're looking for is lying. If you're not lying, like if you're not
I
just
don't think
lying to cover for people, then probably wouldn't describe it as, oh, it was a real peaceful kind of kumbaya experience.
it was a very large event, and like the violence was really at like the edge of it, right? Like most of the crowd didn't actually engage in violence.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like any mass gathering.
Violence, the big difference between these two. Though, I mean, she grabbed his gun, right? So
That's
the
true.
lawmaker grabbing his gun could be seen as threatening.
That's who is it? There was before George Floyd. There was a big case where the kid got shot. The cop said he was grabbing the gun, right? Was it like Michael Brown, maybe?
I'm on the call with a couple history buffs here. Do you guys have any favorite examples from history where the police were swayed and chose the right side?
Well, for most of history, you're definitely talking about the military rather than police, because like
That's
separate
right.
police sources are pretty modern.
I think there are a lot of examples around the fall of the Soviet Union of this kind of thing, like like the Berlin Wall. The guards were like, we're not shooting at these people.
The Praetorian Guard. That's kind of my favorite example of the.
I don't know if you could really
sides.
describe them as joining the people, though.
Right.
Not exactly.
They basically just like no bribe was too small. Basically, is that the
Yeah.
no
Well, basically, if you're not paying a big enough bribe, or someone comes around who can pay a bigger bribe, then
Or
stab,
that
stab,
if the
stab.
Praetorian Guard falls out with the emperor.
A kind of similar thing actually happened in South Korea. Like, one of the dictators in like the 70s got shot by his head of security, I think.
Well, like Indira Gandhi, all her bodyguards were Sikhs, and then she did a big anti-Sikh thing and was
That's right,
assassinated
yeah,
by her
she-
bodyguards.
Operation Blue Star. Anyways, when she stormed the Sikh equivalent of the Vatican and decided that as like a show of strength, she wasn't going to change out her Sikh bodyguards, and then her Sikh bodyguards murdered her, and then there followed like a huge wave of anti-Sikh violence. I wouldn't say that was one of my favorites.
nice selection of morsels from history. I want to hear your takes of how important of an ingredient to success are the following: shaming,
Jamie?
chanting.
I don't think that's very successful.
Medium low.
People don't respond to that very well usually, I feel like.
Do you think the guy in the South Korean video with his gun was responding to shame?
Could be.
I think to some extent, but I don't think he like then turned around and joined the protesters.
He just
Right.
sort of slunk away.
He didn't shoot them
Yeah.
all, though.
He didn't shoot them. I guess he was responding to shame, though, right? It wasn't necessarily because she said shame, 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 but like because he felt like
I can't
More
just shoot this
sympathy.
unarmed lady who's in the legislature.
And
he
has
felt
a
more
great leather
sympathy
jacket.
for like the crowd than for his job responsibilities.
Which brings me to police force makeup. How important do you think the makeup of the police force is?
Extremely.
Like eyeliner, mascara.
Yeah.
Body glitter, mayonnaise in some cases.
How important is police force makeup? If we can pick and choose the the people who are in the police force, I would say that is more important than any of these elements.
For Tiananmen Square, they had to bring in soldiers from the countryside who were unsympathetic to the protesters before they could get the troops to kill them all.
I think it's just, and it's also just very clearly part of what Trump is doing, is trying to get the makeup of his police forces to a place where they'll they'll follow his orders when this time comes, which is why I don't think people should be resigning from these agencies just because of what's going on at the top. I think it's very important to stick around. Anyway, but also, ICE might just be rotten from top to bottom. And so, yeah, you got to hope that when it comes time to certify the 2028 election, you certainly hope it's not ICE protecting the Capitol building on Jan 6, 2029.
Yeah, and because we've been going for so long and we've been so good, just as a treat, let's make the direct parallel to Hitler, because this is one of the things that Hitler did to solidify his power, which is centralize the police under him.
Second time's the charm with coups for Hitler too, right?
Yeah, he was
the
in.
beer hall putsch and then the Reichstag burning.
We didn't even manage to throw Trump in cozy jail for a little bit to write a book. We couldn't even punish him as much as Germany punished Hitler for trying to overthrow the government, dude.
Maybe there's like a time traveler who set our course in the right motion. Like maybe we dodged a bullet not sending him to jail. He never got to write the greatest conf, the best conf the world has ever seen.
The art of the conf deal.
No one can have as great a conf as I. I'm Donald Trump.
All right. The next key to success for your consideration, nonviolence on the part of the protesters. How important do you think that is?
This is very situational. Sometimes it's the right move, sometimes it's not.
Hindsight is 20/20 on this one.
Right. Like, I feel like, okay, yes. To me, it's a very clear split. It's like, in some cases, you are fighting a civil or revolutionary war. In which case, nonviolence, like, what is that? Like, I mean, Washington wouldn't have beaten the British with nonviolence.
Well,
But up until then, I think that nonviolence is very powerful.
honestly, think about it though. Like, kind of the social technology hadn't been invented. Like, if Washington did his sort of Gandhi-style march to the sea, I don't know how the Redcoats would have taken that. Like, it just wasn't in the air at the time. It was a much more whiskey-filled air, a lot more fighting to do.
It was also a lot more acceptable to just, like, kill people for disobeying the king.
What I'm saying is, I agree with the Revolutionary War,
Strong stance, dude.
but I don't agree with like armed rebellion right now in America. Right? We're definitely not there, in my opinion. And so, yeah, and I don't think we're that close to being there. And I think peace is critical.
Most people in America at the time of the American Revolution didn't agree that there should be a violent revolution going on.
Yeah. Well, that was them at a different time, and they were wrong. But this is me at this time, and I'm right.
I think it's the time to take up arms, as long as your arms are slapstick and silly, like a sandwich.
Like,
Anyway.
honestly, none of us know. And this could be the start of a new political movement. Like, a silly movement of slapstick and flying condiments. This could be the next, like, marching down the street holding signs.
Right. There was the violent revolution era, then there was the nonviolent peaceful protest era, and now we're in the
Food
Subway
fight.
footlong era, and,
Yeah.
extra mustard. Everyone just
$5,
throws...
$5 fascist fighting footlong.
Do you see the people eating the subs of angry men?
Next key to success for your consideration, cameras. Shitloads of cameras.
Pretty big. If we are not in the armed revolution stage, I'd say cameras are damn near 100% important.
Well said. No objection. These were all important. Any keys to success that I didn't mention?
Moral superiority?
Numbers.
Yeah, numbers. That's a good one.
If the South Korean lawmaker yeeted a sub at this, like, soldier, it would have the same basic effect because of the masses of people behind her and, like, the sympathetic cameras and the righteousness of her fight. And we would have the benefit of it being very funny. I mean, we'd lose some of the inspiration, but it would be much funnier.
That's a nice theory. That the outcome would have been no different if she'd hit the guy with the sandwich.
Maybe don't throw the sub unless you've got a crew behind you that you can easily run back into.
Or you're willing to stand up and take the consequences, like a hero.
Goddamn sandwich puns, god damn it.
In conclusion, I hope we never need to do this, but I get the feeling we will. It's pretty clear Trump is planning a second coup attempt, and whether it's after he loses the midterms or later, we got to be organized. And
Now is the time to get moving in terms of like political organizing and resistance. Like it's not a wait and see kind of thing.
Right.
You get as much ready for the moment of truth ahead of time, and then, you know, it comes, and you have the people behind you to support you and throw other subs and deluge the police
Right.
with condiments and salami.
You have one of those very thin turkey slicing things, so you can. It's about number of sandwiches.
and you're just firing them like shuriken.
Get organizing now.
That does it for another ham tossing episode of Info Hazard. Go and smash a sandwich into a police officer. Do it. I order
No.
you. This is a legally actionable threat. JK. Funny jokes. Anyways, goodbye.
Avocado is $2 extra.